Yo, fam, how's everybody doing? Hope everybody had a great Thursday. Do a quick DR recap here. So today was a very interesting day. Those who watch the market will know, but if I scroll back really quick last night, had a nice setup on the Asian. I'm not sure if I posted a picture in my YouTube group. I know I put it in some other Discord groups, but I was looking at, we had a really nice DR confirmation, and then a nice retrace, and then a nice confirmation up, had a retrace down, order on the IDR high, and literally I just let this play itself out. It wasn't a huge move. I mean, it's a big move. I locked in 5 points, and what I mean by that is once I get above 5 points, or somewhere like 6 or 7 points, I actually will lock in. I'll move my stop loss up to 5 points, so that way the worst I'm going to do is just get 5 points off of that move, right? And so when I see price, this was a slow grind. I mean, it wasn't a quick move. I just kept moving stops up as it went up, and then it got to 5, and said, I'll let it play out. I got to about 8 points, and then I was like, it's 11 o'clock. I'm ready to go to bed, 11:30. And so I ended up closing out the trade. So a really nice way to start the day. And so that was last night. I didn't get in anything on the London or the ODR session. What you'll notice is we confirmed low here, and then we had opportunities here. Might have been a little premature because when price goes up here, I mean, this one was a pretty decent move, a couple of points there, but then we're going to come back down around 7:30, and then you kind of see what happens there. So could have been a move if you had decided to play that. All right, would have still worked. Now let's talk about today. And the first thing is our range was massive today. We had a 30+ point range today, so kind of knew going into it that it'd be an interesting day. Either we were going to kind of consolidate all day inside the range, right? That happens sometimes. Or we're going to have a one direction move, which is what we end up happening today. So let's talk about that for a quick second. And this was a one play day, all right? If you were doing traditional DR stuff. And I'm gonna tell you what happened to me, right? So so once we came in, we confirmed low, all right? And then you notice we actually came back up, went just above the DR and IDR on the same line today, right? So wasn't much there was no difference there. We went up right, we touched the fair value gap, the bearish one, and we started retracing. So once we went up above the DR IDR line, my order was already there, right? So I put my order on the line for it to pick me up on the way down. It did that. Now here's where it got interesting, is I had my original 5 point stop loss on here, right? So this DR line was 37, 30, somewhere in there, 37.50, 38, something like that. But anyway, regardless, I came down, and so 8 minus 3 is what? 8 minus 5 is 3, so came down to 33, and I was trying to move my my stop loss down. I'm my take profit down. I wanted to get it down, but it wouldn't let me do it, so it took me out there. All right, that's the short version of the story. Is it dropped down so quickly that I couldn't move my take profit fast enough. All right, so then we had price come back, a little bit of a move back up. Then we started going back down again. And so for the rest of the day, that was the DR play, right? And if you were smart enough to hold it, you could have had a very nice rundown, which was what, around probably 36, let's say 38 to 05. So what's that, 35 points, something like that. So that's a huge rundown if you were patient enough to hold that. But again, I got stopped out. I can't say stopped out. I got my take profit hit early, and so I had to end up start scalping all the way down. And so finding spots where I was comfortable. I won't talk about them there because again, none of that was around DR. Some of it wasn't even around ICT stuff. Some of it was gut feel based on what was happening. So I saw price go back up here. It starts to come back down. Let me jump in, take another 5 points. So then we had a consolidation here. Right before lunch. And so normally we know at lunchtime, that 12 to 1 hour, we're going to get some movement. And so once we started moving down, I'm sorry, yeah, before we got to lunch, we started moving down here. And so I just, again, took that quick, 5, 6 points, whatever that was. I ended up with about 15 points today, roughly. And so, I was using my funded account, which again is, I have a certain threshold I have to make. And what I do is I actually go in and say, okay, then how much do I have to make per day to match up with what, the amount I want to make with the amount that I need to make per day to get that in the time frame. So if it takes, if there's a 10-day window you have to trade in, what do I need to do to get, my profit target? And so I do have a number that I shoot for every day. Today I went way above that number, so I have to actually slow down that account for a few days to make sure I'm not wasting time on it. So anyway, good problem to have, as I think I told somebody, really good problem to have. But today was a really nice day if you were just being a true DR user. You can kind of see what happened all day. I mean, you guys know this, you've seen it. We went all the way back down to our weekly open, which was interesting because if you look at sometimes you want just take a look at the bigger picture and see what's happening, which is important. I mean, I live on the 5 minute because that's where DR lives. But like I said, on Sundays I look at big picture, and then even I'll look at the big picture too and kind of see what's happening. Like we had that big move up 2 days ago, right? So that was on Tuesday. We had this move up, and we've literally wiped that out in a day. I'm sorry, that was Wednesday. Yesterday, Wednesday we had that day up. Wednesday we had the big move up. I'm sorry, and then today we had to move down. So we've literally wiped out, that move up plus some in a day. We've taken out a bunch of fair value gaps, as well as we've taken out a bunch of sell side liquidity as today. So what I'm looking for, and again, I'm looking at this. I'm not making any bets off of it. Is I'm looking for us to take out. We set a new sell side, daily sell side here. So we likely will probably take that out and then probably move up some. So we'll see. I'm not, I don't have a bias that way. I'm waiting for everything to set up before I actually start looking at bias. And of course, my bias is set at a lower time frame based on how things play out. So anyway, that's it. Hope everybody again had a great day. The market is fun if you follow your rules. Right now, I'll keep preaching it. I don't always do it myself. Well, let's be honest. Some days you think you're going to spiral, but one thing once you follow your rules and you have a plan and you stick to your plan, majority of the time you're going to come out in pretty good shape. So anyway, that's it. Hey, love on your loved ones. You never know when you're not going to be able to do it again. So take advantage of the opportunity, and you guys will be good. We will see what the market does tomorrow. I haven't looked at Forex Factory to see what news events we have, but I'll do that later on tonight and see kind of how things will set up. But regardless, you guys have a great night, and we will talk to you later.